Gotta.
The only thing is that we get. Hey guys, welcome back to another. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I'm saying another, but really,
Another.
it's
It's
a,
been
it's a, it's a new beginning.
a new
It's a new beginning.
It is a new beginning.
I
It's
know
been a while though.
It's been a while, but hey, let me let me just say thank you for all the people that are watching. My name is Luis, and this is my co-host.
Hi everybody, Chris. If you don't know,
And if you guys don't know, we are the Sky Guy Collectors, and we are so happy to be back. We are. It's been a minute, Chris.
it's been phew, it's been some time, bro. Nice to see your face again.
Dude, it's nice to see your beautiful face. It is amazing. I
Yes.
am literally sharing this because I feel like I need to share it with people. I need to let people know that we are alive and that we're well. And that that we're alive. No. But hey guys, thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys haven't done so, please hit that like, share, comment, hit that notifications. Your grandma's gonna thank you for tuning in to the Sky Guy Collectors because we're back. Chris, anything that you want to
Oh, we
tell
didn't
our
go
people?
anywhere. We didn't go anywhere though.
We didn't go anywhere. You're right. You're right. What am I saying? We did not go anywhere. I mean, Chris is gonna go to the Comic-Con in a few weeks, but I feel like I have to say that because I won't be there because I'll
It's
be somewhere else.
official.
It is official.
Look,
He
I
has
got the badges.
he has the badges. I think one of them looked like Spy X Family.
Yeah,
that right?
Friday.
Friday, dude. I may have to steal that from you, but that's just.
You know what? I might have to give you one since you're not going to be there. It's going to be a sad time this year. Luis cannot make it
I
due
know.
to other obligations,
Due
but
to other obligations.
I'm gonna try to hold down the fort for him while I'm there. I can't wait because this is a show that actually kicked off this channel, for us, which
It's
is
the beginning.
yes, it was the beginning. 2019. That's where it all began.
2019. Can you believe that?
2019. A lot of stuff.
2019. We are now about to approach year 3 with the YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
Wow, that is kind of cool, actually, to say.
It's cool, and I'm not gonna say weird. Weird's not the word, but actually, there's no words to put. It's been it's been a fun ride.
It's
Been a fun ride.
it's been surreal. We've passed over 1,000 subscribers this year alone, and we can't wait to see all that we have waiting for you guys. I know we've been doing a lot of more Twitch. We have a lot of gaming going on.
Yeah, you're killing it on Twitch, bro.
Yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in and enjoying that. Chris has been in the background doing a lot more unboxing. So we will have more content for you guys later this year. So
yes,
we do hear your comments. We do hear your love. So really thank you for that.
It just work. I started a new position at the beginning of the year, and in the business I'm in, Luis used to work in our business.
Yeah.
It's in construction, so it's like really busy. But there will be content coming, especially closer we get to Comic-Con. We're gonna have a lot more. Even after Comic-Con, we're gonna have a ton of content. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that.
Join the party.
Join the party and discuss with us. But yeah, Chris, so tell our viewers, what are we about to get into now?
So in this discussion, we're going to discuss the mid-review of the Ahsoka series, which for me has been, Luis knows,
Yeah.
it's been awesome to me. It's it's up there, I would say. If you had to rank the shows, I would rank it Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Andor. That's my top 3. I liked Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan, the storyline was all over the place. They could have done better. And it could have been a movie. It should have been a movie, not a series. I would
The
have took a movie.
the Obi-Wan, right?
Obi-Wan, yes, but Ahsoka, man, you know, my impression of Ahsoka,
Mm.
it's exactly where we left off with Rebels. This is George Lucas's story. Dave Filoni knows what he's doing with Star Wars. Um, there was not a dull moment.
Mm.
Uh, for me, the first two episodes of this series was just to bridge a gap between the people that watched Rebels to give us where the story is at that point, leading off of Rebels, and for people who haven't watched Rebels to kind of set up a character, set up all the characters and the
Mm.
plot of the story, what's going on.
Yeah.
But for me, it's been fire since it started, and it's definitely been fire till episode 4, and you know what I mean. And
Oh,
we'll get to that. We'll
we'll
get to
get
that
in more
later.
in depth of the episodes for
Yes, yeah,
sure.
but it's so far the storytelling's excellent,
Mm.
the visual effects are excellent,
Yeah.
the score is excellent, and it's everybody that was associated with Rebels is working on this show,
Mm.
and you can see it from all the way from the acting, how these actors, you know, they
Yeah.
they watched a lot of footage of Rebels. You know what I mean? So, Luis, what's your first impressions of that's my part. What's your impressions of
Oh my
the series
gosh.
so far?
Thanks for giving me such a loaded question, and I hate that you put me on the spot. Um, no, but
I already know. I already know.
yeah. So I mean, me and Chris talk on a daily about Ahsoka and Star Wars. But hey, man, I mean, dude, I think right now, um, so right now, currently, I feel in a better place. I would say I really agree with Chris that the first few episodes did definitely give people more of a background and more of like an anticipation of like what if people didn't see Rebels. Um, and I think I came into the season with a different perspective in terms of what I was expecting them to do with Ahsoka. Just because I've seen Rebels. Um, and there was also some creative liberty that I didn't like appreciate at the right out the bat, which I was like, okay, that's bold. Um, so I think to me when seeing this, it just didn't come off the way I think it should have landed. Not saying that it wasn't good, it just threw me off. So I think my first impressions so far of the season, especially the first like 2-3 episodes, was I was thrown off. I think that's a better way of describing it, because I wasn't disappointed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love seeing Ahsoka. I mean, I said it multiple times on this channel. Like, that is my favorite. That's my favorite Jedi. Or, I mean, whatever you want to call it, Force user, whatever, right? That's my favorite character. So I may also have a higher expectation because she's my favorite. But I will say that the visuals for this show is amazing. The visuals are amazing. The music is amazing. Seeing like certain characters come back to life is also awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, I would say my first impression so far has been confliction that has led to now excitement. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I feel like the first two to even third episode, I was way more confused and kind of like, where are they going with this direction and how they're taking this liberty. But now seeing part like episode 4, I'm like, oh snap, I'm excited to see what's to come, because now they related a particular part. We're gonna get into it, but a particular part from Rebels. But now they have taken the creative liberty of adding something. I can't really say it right now because I know we're going into it, but that's why I'm now I feel excited about Ahsoka.
See, like we talked in the background of it. Uh, I like the aspect of the story was going in one direction,
Yeah,
and it wasn't multiple arcs in a story. You know, the only thing that was new to us is, so we didn't know what happened at the end of Rebels. We didn't know where it was going.
yeah,
So when we got into it, we find out when this opens up that Ahsoka took Sabine as her Padawan. So Sabine was training as a Jedi,
Right.
and for some reason it fell apart. And like Ahsoka walked away from the Jedi Order, she walked away from Sabine.
Right.
But we don't know the full story why that happened. So that they were building that arc up for that. And comparing this to Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan was all over the place. This story arc went this way, this story arc went that way, and they never came back into one story.
Yeah.
Now, we know Ahsoka. The main story of this series is Grand Admiral Thrawn is coming back.
Yes.
And
Oh yes.
everything's leading towards that. So the story is going towards that way. It never drifted. It drifted off the path a little bit,
Yeah.
but it came right back, and that's what reminds me of Rebels, because Rebels was like that. We
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
many small arcs, but at the end of the series, everything went back to the main plot of the whole series, the whole season.
Yeah. For sure.
So it just to see that, and I think this series is going to save Star Wars a little bit, because Star Wars has been in limbo a little bit,
Okay.
and now you're Disney's in a problem, because Star Wars has been having a problem for years. Marvel was doing good, but now Marvel's having the same problem as well.
For sure.
You know, not to get off tangent with Marvel, but it's just Disney is a big corporation, and it's a money hungry company. They want our money, and I think Bob Iger coming back, he's riding that ship. He did state that they're gonna cut back on some content. They're not going to be as much. But I also brought up to Luis this week that the strikes, the writer strikes,
Yeah.
is going on. So we're not going to get stuff for probably to the end of next year. New stuff. So we all got to be patient. Stuff that's in the works is going to come out, but stuff that's hasn't been filmed yet, it's going to take time. So we just got to be patient. But with this story, as long as it has the right direction of a producer like Dave Filoni, and he's like he is the Padawan to George Lucas
Yeah.
since the beginning. Since the beginning, and if this continues, Dave will be the master of all this, because I'm blown away. I love the story. I've watched each episode at least 4 times. I'm not gonna lie. I watched 4 times, especially the last episode. The last episode of the first part of this, first half of the season. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But that's, as you can see, my impressions are very, very A plus 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 plus. Luis is more like a B minus C, somewhere in between it.
I'm at a B right now. You know
B?
what I mean?
Okay.
I don't think it's not a C. I don't. You know what I mean? I think it's at a B right now. I'm excited. Let's just say that. That's why it's not a C right now. It's a B.
So now leading to the next question,
Yes, sir.
and I already know this answer.
Oh,
Out of the 4 parts, what was your favorite episode so far?
bro, I can't believe you even have to ask that question, bro. I, it's like you want me to like, I don't even know, be a puppet. But no, I man, if I have to pick, and
Hmm.
if I had to pick any episode so far, it has to be Fallen Jedi, episode 4, the one that just came out this past week, has definitely been to me the best episode of this series. No cap.
You know what? Right there, I'm gonna agree with you. That was the best episode because it brought all elements of Rebels all into one episode,
Oh,
which
yeah.
was awesome.
I
Which
mean,
was awesome.
do we want to start? Where do we go? Where do we go from this? Where do we? What episode do we go to right now? Because I'm ready for 4.
So before we continue, episode 5 is actually going to be dropping in major cities movie theaters this week.
What?
Yes, selected cities. Here, since I'm in Jersey, the closest is New York. I'm not going to go to New York, but they are dropping the episode 5 to start the next half of this series in movie theaters. So uh, it brought 14, I think 14 million people were drawn to the first episode this year.
Wow.
So that's like, I think that's 14 million or 14 billion. I don't know. It's a 14. I don't just know if it's million or billion, but still a lot of people.
Yeah.
So this series drew in a lot of people. Now, to me, yes, episode 4 or part 4 was my favorite, but each episode brought its own flavor and brought in new characters that we did not see in live action. Like for me, one that's a big standout is Yu Yang. Yu Yang, he's voiced uh, by the actor that voiced him in Rebels, and just to see him in live action, and he's practical. Uh, uh, how do you say he's practical special effects. He's actually a robot that's puppeteered. He's not computer enhanced.
Right.
Only on like action sequences is he computer, but mainly he's a real robot standing there in live action, which is awesome. And he's acting exactly the same way he did in Rebels,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Now, part 1 also introduced us to 2 Dark Jedi, which was amazing because we know is Dark Jedi because their sabers are not red. They're not Sith. They're orange.
Mm.
And their characters, uh, uh, um, Balin Skull is played by Ray Stevenson, which recipe Ray,
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Man, he's killing this character, and it's unfortunately we lost him.
Yeah.
And his Padawan Shin, she's excellent too. Like these actors playing these 2 characters that we never seen before in all of Star Wars is really really superb. I'm liking the acting that's going on with everything. In the beginning, I would say the lightsaber battles in the beginning was a little slow,
Mm.
but they kind of made up for it in part 4. Part 4, the fight sequence was excellent, and then we get to see what's her name, Morgan Elsbeth, played by Diana Lee. She now we know she's a Night Sister. We had that,
Yeah.
we had that in Rebels. So like now we're getting to see the dark magic of the Night Sisters, which I didn't know she was a Night Sister till now.
Uh. Yeah. It wasn't until I guess more involved in episode two or three where they mention the Night Sister.
And then when she used the magic, man, I'm like, oh yeah, maybe we'll have Darth Maul come back. Maybe they'll bring that back because then we got to see the Night
Well,
Sisters magic in play with that Sith character.
that theory that you just gave, I want to feed into it because of what happened in the later episode.
Yes,
But
go ahead.
I don't want to jump into it.
All right. All right. So we all start off there was a crawl when the series started, but it was like a it wasn't a traditional Star Wars crawl. It was more like a Rebels crawl when they would tell us what the episode's about or the series is about.
Yeah.
And you know, we start off where, the Stark Jedi are going to rescue um Morgan Elsbeth from the rebel I guess jail or prison ship, whatever, I don't know what you would call it.
Yeah.
But they go in there, and right away, that there's still some hints of Jedi in these 2 Dark Jedi because their number one thing is not um physical harm right away. They let you make a choice what you want to do. Do you want to help us or do you want to go against us? And that's when you saw that. Then they took charge, and then they're Jedi. No, who could be a Jedi? Nobody, unless you have the Force. So, but were you blown away with those orange lightsabers? That was cool. That was a good touch. I
Dude,
like that.
I honestly didn't realize that until you just said it right now. I was so more captivated. I was more captivated by the character than the
Mhm.
lightsaber. And I will say that that's a first because I feel like every time we see a lightsaber, we're more drawn to the saber than the character. But I do love how Ahsoka has been playing into more of the character aspect instead of just more than just a lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when you watch Star Wars and you watch the movies, it's always about Anakin's lightsaber or Darth Vader's lightsaber. And even in the last three movies, 7, 8, 9, it was like, whose lightsaber is this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, and even in Rebels, right? Like Ezra Bridger, he was like, what lightsaber am I gonna build? And like he had a unique, build, which was the blaster and lightsaber at 1st.
Mm-hmm.
But I say that to say this was very intriguing to have two dark, whatever you want to call them, Sith, master and apprentice. They call them master and apprentice, to see their character more come alive than their lightsabers.
Mm-hmm.
Because this scene that you see right here, when he came down, I was like, yo, he's about to choke somebody. He's about to like throw people.
That reminded me of Darth Vader going down the ship at the end of Rogue One, man.
I know.
When he was going ham on everybody, just ah.
But I also love the small details, like the robe, like this Balin's robe. Like he gives more of like a sinister samurai. Like his flow or his design was so unique, especially because I thought it was kind of like a shout out to Visions, Star Wars Visions.
Yep.
Because I was like, dude, this is a different character design than they normally do, and I'm here for this, So I did appreciate that. It was also nice to see Sabine again.
Yes.
Yes. So Master and Apprentice, right? Episode 1. I really thought it was more going to be involved with the Sith, more of like the two new characters. Again, this is before I knew the creative addition that they did to the characters. Because as people may know, in the first episode, at the end, we get a clearer vision that Sabine was taught by Ahsoka. Ahsoka was her master. And they put little hits and bits from Hera saying like, hey, like you guys always work good together. Like I think you know who you need to go to. What I loved about seeing Sabine was her hair, the long hair. That
was good. That was good. But there's one more thing that I loved that made the whole episode.
Oh yeah,
the Loth Cat, bro.
Oh my gosh,
seeing a Loth Cat for live action, man. I want one. I know they don't really exist, but I want one. They're awesome.
They exist.
Like the visual, like the effects of the show, like the surrounding elements of the shots. That's like that's a character in itself.
Oh yeah.
Because we go back to Lothal. Lothal. This is where it starts. Look at that guy. That guy is so cute, man. That guy's so cute.
So adorable. I'm surprised they don't have it in what's it called?
They got them in plushies. If you go to Galaxy's Edge, you could buy one. I want to buy. If you go to Galaxy's Edge and you go to the market and you go to the creature stall, there's one sleeping in the front there. Next time I go, I'm probably gonna buy one for my office here.
But hey, this right here. At the end of episode 1, or the lightsaber, was it episode 1?
Yes, she came down with the lightsaber.
I was like, oh snap! Who? At first, I was like, did she steal Ezra's? Because Ezra's was also green, but
he gave it to her.
Yeah, and then I figured out that he gave it to her.
He gave it to her.
But man, this was such a clean thing. I also was kind of a little butthurt because I was like, I'm surprised no one talked about the Darksaber. I wanted the Darksaber because we know in Rebels she did have the Darksaber at one point.
But she gave it to
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. She was training with Ezra's lightsaber. Ezra was training her also before he left.
Yeah.
you know, and so was what's his master? Kanan. Kanan
Kanan.
trained her too when she had the dark saber. So she knows combat with the lightsaber.
She knows combat. Um, but this was like the first time I felt differently about Sabine, because it was more of a creative interest of how they have now established her learning the Jedi way.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't just, okay, let me teach you combat. Like Kanan. Kanan taught her combat because she wielded the dark saber.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to my understanding of the show, she's been training in the Jedi Order,
Mm-hmm.
which to me was very unique because I didn't know how I felt about that, honestly.
Well,
Um,
we all know how Yu Yang felt about it.
yeah, Yu
He's
Yang was like,
one of the worst Jedi's ever to be
he was like, you are
inducted
one of,
into one of the worst.
he was like, if I have to like analyze you, you are one of the worst Padawans I have ever met in the Jedi Order. I was like, yo, dude.
At least he's honest. He's straightforward.
Yeah, he's honest.
But he was like that on Rebels. He
I
was
mean,
like straightforward.
it's his programming.
Yeah. So at
So
the end, she got stabbed
she
because
got
she got into a
murdered.
battle. She got in. Listen, the Padawan was toying with her the whole time. She could have ended that fight right away, but she got stabbed. Unfortunately, it wasn't a mortal wound. It was just a wound. And to open up the next episode, um, she's in the hospital.
Yes.
And then we lead. I mean, episode 2, Toil and Trouble. It was good. It was just leading us to the end of the episode, where, to me, the end of the part 2
Yeah.
was the ending of Rebels, when Sabine was standing in front of the mural.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's where we pick up, because even at the end of Rebels, there was years that went by
Hmm.
that we didn't know what was going on, and I think this was what's happening in between.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So, but then we got to see Sabine. Now we get to see the Mandalorian side of her.
Yes. And she did the tradition her traditional haircut. Well, I
Yep.
mean, maybe not traditional, but her haircut that she basically had in Rebels.
It was like a
Um,
religious. It was like a religious samurai scene of her
yes.
putting on, getting her armor ready, then her putting it on the armor, and then ending where, okay, now it's time for business, and she cut her hair
Cut
off,
her hair. And
which was all symbolic. It was all symbolic
oh yeah.
of what's
Oh
going
yeah.
on.
Definitely. Yeah, like you said, episode 2 was more of a filler. It was setting up to what was to come, especially in episode 3. They were back in the ship,
Mhm.
because Sabine was like, "Yo, I'm ready. I'm ready to learn from you again." And I mean, you can even hear from their dialogue, there was still some frustration between the two,
Mhm.
especially of what happened previously when they first trained. I appreciate that because I hope that Ahsoka can now understand how awesome Anakin was
Mhm.
as her master, because she was also a rebel. She was like,
Yes, but I think she's so Sabine's mad at her because Ahsoka walked away from her. Sabine didn't quit in training as a Jedi.
yeah,
Ahsoka quit on her. So I think Ahsoka's having a lot of demons in her because of, my master who trained me ended up becoming Darth Vader. So
yeah,
maybe his teachings are not good to teach other people.
right,
That's my impressions I'm getting. It's not how it's really, maybe it's not how it's supposed to go, but that's my impressions of it. And I think that she has a lot of conflict in her. And
yeah,
plus, she walked away from the order, and she also walked away from Sabine. She walked away twice.
yeah,
So she has, and she still doesn't want to be known as a Jedi, because, you know, Hugh Yang in part 3, they're flying to wherever they're building this machine, which we'll talk about in a minute. Um, this hyperdrive ring. They're flying there, and Hu Yang and Ahsoka are talking, after Yu Yang was training Sabine
Right.
in saber techniques, and Yu Yang saying, she's not fit for the Order, she's no Jedi, and Ahsoka says, "Well, I don't want her to be a Jedi. I want her to be herself."
Right.
And Ahsoka's also saying that the Jedi Order failed, that their practices needs to be changed
Right. Right.
moving
Right. Right.
forward.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. Yeah.
order the order can't be the same because the Sith came back and destroyed them.
They,
And
well, they fell run right under their noses.
yes, so they need to, she says we need to change our ways. And I believe she's right. They need to change their ways. Um Now, getting back to, they're on their way on part 3. They're on their way to this planet where they're building this huge hyperspace ring, and now the hyperspace ring is what all the Jedi used to use with their ships when they
Yeah.
used to that we seen in Rebels, which was cool. But this was built on a massive scale,
Huge.
and I'm gonna I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say this ring is built so big because it needs to bring back Darth Maul's Star Destroyer back.
Mm.
Okay, so I think the Star Destroyer is supposed to dock in the middle of this and come back. That's my theory. I could be wrong, but I thought a Purgle was supposed to go in the middle of that and go out to space, but that's not the case. But that was also too, in this episode we got to see the Purgle, man. Live action Purgle. When
Yeah.
the last time we saw the last time we saw it was in Mandalorian when Grogu soared in hyperspace. That was like a first glimpse of live action, but the last time we really saw it was in Rebels. So we got to see these big whale looking space creatures.
Yeah. Was
I
that was
can't
cool.
That was cool. I can't wait. I want to see it go into hyperspace. Like, I want to see how it goes into hyperspace because I love those scenes in Rebels when that all happened. But this episode, it was high space action from beginning to end on episode 3. This episode 3 was leading up to episode 4 of what was going to come.
Oh yeah.
But the space fighting scenes were awesome, and I think one other scene that was awesome was when um, this space ring, you know, well, in the next episode, I jumped ahead a little bit. Sorry,
It's
but
okay.
but then building this space ring, and then everybody coming in to this planet just to find out what's going on. It was really really good. But the Purgle to me stood out on this episode.
Dude.
It's
Hold up. What did you think of this? And it will come. You will see it really soon. Hopefully it pops in. But Hera's son.
Oh yes, that was like every episode was like in episode 2 we got to see Chopper, and we got to see Jason Zandula, Jason. This is like we're getting to see all these characters come in from Rebels, man, from cartoon to live action. This is just, it blows my mind.
Dude.
And he wants to be a Jedi.
Oh,
Right away he said he wants to be a Jedi.
I wonder why.
His dad.
I wonder
But we'll
why.
get to that later. He is part Jedi because he says something later,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Which
He
is awesome.
definitely does.
I said it before he said it, and Janet, my wife, goes looking at me and is like, "How did you know he was going to say that?" Because I know, I had the feeling he was going to say it. But Hera looks great. Now this is Ewan McGregor's wife. She's excellent. She's playing the character really, really well. I can't see any bad acting so far.
Dude, because
It,
there's none. There's zero.
it is like nobody's struggling to act. It's been a wild ride. So now we go from part 3 to part 4 where they crash landed on, not crash landed, but they were. Oh, before I go into there, when Ahsoka puts on the spacesuit and she fights out in
Oh
space,
my gosh.
that happened twice in Rebels. One with Plo Koon, Anakin, and Ahsoka, and another one with Ahsoka and Anakin. Just to
Dude.
see that happen, man, I'm like, that. I remember that from Rebels. That, it's awesome that they did it. She took out one of the ships. That was awesome.
That was also cool.
But then also she was floating away because she lost her footing when she.
Yeah, yeah.
That
I,
was awesome.
so this is what I thought when she lost her footing. Right, I was like, oh man, we're about to get a Mary Poppins thing from episode 8. Oh, please, Lord, let's not do this. But I think they did it really well. I mean, I thought it was really cool. It was also funny to hear a Sabine go, "Any more tricks up your sleeve?"
Yeah.
So it was definitely nice. But to say that, it does lead us to episode 4 because their ship does get damaged when they land, um, which is where we end up because they're trying to fix. Not only were they chasing, but they are now stuck, and they have,
Mhm.
to their understanding at this point, they have no backup.
Nope. Yeah,
Because they're
Hera came out and said no. The New Republic decided we can't send anybody to help you.
And you know what? That is an interesting fact from so far because we've seen this in Mandalorian a little bit, right? The new structure of what the new empire will be. But now seeing how, Hera is now a one of the leading like generals.
Generals.
She's not a commander. She is a general, and she's asking for backup to stop a potential war happening with Thrawn, with the return of Thrawn. Because they've mentioned how he is the new heir of the Empire,
Yes.
which is a book reference. I know Chris loves that.
I'm actually listening to it again. I started listening to it again this week. Air, if you guys haven't, I'm listening to Audible of the
Yeah.
book, but if it's a good read and a good listen. Heir to the Empire, excellent series, 3-book series. They are pulling a lot of things off of it. So, with that being said, I think we need to see other original characters come in because they played a big part of defeating Thrawn at the end. So I'm hoping to see Luke again, not Anakin, Luke again. I'm hoping to see Han and maybe Leia also and Lando. They all played a big part in these books, so I'm
Yeah.
hoping. I don't want them to be planted in the whole series, but if we get to see bits and pieces of them popping in and out, that'll be great for me because that is happening at this time. So even though the books are dubbed legend,
Hmm.
a lot of the stuff is actually they're bringing into canon. So
That's it.
I'm hoping that happens. And a good thing you brought that up, buddy.
But yeah,
That was a good one.
it was. I mean, and it goes right into episode 4 because they're now stranded. They are now trying to fix the machine. They're trying to fix their ship, not their machine, but their ship. And we know since they were chasing after the dark Sith. Well, let's just call them. Let's just call
The Dark
fallen.
Jedi.
Let's
The
just call them
fallen Jedi.
dark. The fallen
The fallen
Jedi.
Jedi.
Fallen
The fallen
Jedi.
Jedi.
The fallen Jedi is
Because
right
they still have characteristics of Jedi. They don't.
They
They're not.
they're not completely Sith.
No. They're
So
not.
they are fallen Jedi. They were chasing after fallen Jedi, and they landed. They crash landed, and they are chasing after Ahsoka and Sabine. Well, they're trying to protect what the location of Thrawn, which was nice to see because we saw the witch use her powers, and that was kind of cool to see because we got to. It kind of made me feel back like I was back watching the Clone Wars with the with the sisters.
Yes. Supposedly, where they're going, it's dark magic where Thrawn is. So
But
I can't wait to see all that because I heard a lot of speculation. I'm not going to say what I heard or read, but if it does happen, it's going to be mind blowing.
But man, can we talk about the real action? That can we talk about how once the fallen Jedi's approach Sabine and Ahsoka.
You have the Dark Jedi, the Apprentice, and then you have I think it's Sith, Inquisitor. I forgot his name. But before that, let's talk. I want to say, how was that fight scene between Yu Yang and that droid?
Oh my gosh,
That was awesome, and that was not computer animated. The back out shots were computer animated, but the close shots were puppets.
bro!
You know?
Was like, this boy better not die right now.
Because I really haven't seen droids fight each other like like that. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I like how that happened. Now they go out before Sabine and Ahsoka go out to find the Dark Jedi.
Yeah.
Yu Yang tells them, "You're good when you guys stick together."
Yeah.
And they both look at Yu Yang, and Ahsoka was thankful, and Sabine was, she was thankful, but she put a little sass in the thank you. But they go off and they go find, as they're running, they run into the apprentice and the Inquisitor.
Oh yeah, and I love what they did. They did not actually stick together.
No, they didn't stick to. They split up. They
They
did totally opposite what
they
Yu Yang said
they
not to
did
do.
opposite, and we had Ahsoka facing the Inquisitor, and then we also had Sabine versus the other apprentice. But to go back real quick, the fight between Ahsoka and the Inquisitor, I felt like Ahsoka was holding back so much and
She was. She
toying.
was only using one lightsaber.
Bro, she was toying with the Inquisitor the entire time, to the fact that, like, when they did the samurai face off, the one slice,
Yeah.
ah, I was like, you can't be, like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I don't know who you think you were, but,
But when she sliced him,
oh,
that moment right after, you knew at that point that uh uh what's her name? Morgan Elsbeth
yeah.
created him.
Oh, yeah,
So
because he, like,
yeah, all that smoke came out. So I would say that uniform and that saber had to probably belong to a Sith Inquisitor at one point,
oh, yeah.
and she just manifested the body for it
Oh,
again.
yeah.
And we've seen that in Rebels, which is cool. Like I had no problem with that because that reminded me of when they created Maul's brother,
Oh, yeah,
or
Savage.
when Savage, and when they created Maul's legs again.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. That's bringing us back. That's bringing back memories of Rebels, and it was done well. Now, what you saw afterwards was Sabine and Shin were fighting, and they both stopped fighting, and Shin's looking. Now, Shin is part Jedi. You could tell as the series is going on, she does not like Morgan Elsbeth because she's a witch.
Yeah.
Because the Jedi were trained not to like the witches for some reason. When she saw that, I think she realized that, hey, he wasn't real. He was created
Mm,
by dark magic.
yeah.
So right then and there, I think she realized, like, oh, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Maybe, I don't know.
Mm.
That's just my me looking at it on the outside. But her face, she
Her
was like,
shocked. She was shocked.
she was shocked of what happened. And then Sabine continues fighting Shin, and Ahsoka goes now to try to get uh, this star map of where Thrawn and Ezra are. And this is where the fighting gets intense, man.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
before we get into that, uh, Shin knocks the lightsaber out of Sabine's hand, and I love how when Sabine was on the ship, she was trying to use the Force. Now, I don't. If you are a Star Wars fan, if you're a Star Wars fan, you went like this at some point in your life to try to move something with your mind.
Oh, yeah.
She's sitting there trying to get the cup. Now, when she got the lightsaber knocked out of her, she put her hand up like she was going to use the Force,
And then,
and Shin went like this, like the block. Then she realized, like, you have no power. Then all of a sudden she shot the rockets
yeah,
out
yeah, yeah. I was
from
like,
this guy once. I'm like, yes, that's awesome.
I was
That's
like,
awesome.
good use of your brain. Good
Yeah,
use of your
yes.
brain.
So now we get into the fight between Ahsoka and Balin, and we got to see Balin's power. Now,
Yes.
Balin's power is he senses a person, but he also senses the person's history.
Yes.
He knew about Ahsoka. He knew about Ahsoka and the Apprentice
Oh my gosh.
with Anakin. So he's using that to
Tactic.
toil with her mind,
Oh
a
my gosh.
tactic to break down her mind. But yet again, she only lights up one lightsaber to fight him here. She doesn't use two. I don't know why, but she only uses one lightsaber to fight Balin. But this fight was actually pretty good. You actually got to see how powerful Balin is with a lightsaber.
Yes.
But they did. This scene was
Man,
excellent.
it was good. It was good to see also because you could see that he was not fighting like a Jedi. He had Jedi tactics because he clearly says that he was in the Clone Wars, and he said everybody in the Order knew how strong Anakin was,
Hmm.
and a few got to see his what he became.
Hmm.
So it was definitely good to see Ahsoka, one defend her master even after all that she knew what he became. The fight was really incredible. I thought the sequence of this fight, also the use of the environment of how they're fighting, was very
Hmm.
well done.
Hmm.
Something that we don't see very often too much because we see a lot of lightsaber tricks, but to see the fighting, also the development of Ahsoka and how she's developed as a fighter too has been really interesting to see. But man, I really appreciate what happens after because man, she gets okay. I
She
thought
just gets tossed off the ledge.
she
That's
gets
what happened.
off the ledge. I thought she died.
I thought so too. Oh, I didn't think she died. I thought she might be like just hurt,
I
or just hanging there. I didn't know that she completely fell.
she
But
completely
but Sabine, in the beginning of this episode, we didn't touch on. Ahsoka told her, "Are you willing to complete your job?
yeah
What you got to do? Are you because the thing is they're trying to prevent them getting Thrawn. That is what they're trying to do. But Sabine really wants to find Ezra badly, and that clouded her judgment moving forward here.
right.
So Sabine doesn't destroy the map; she gives it to Balin, and from there they go up to the hyperspace ring, and this is the one of the greatest space sequences
Yeah.
since uh the new movies where the ship went to hyperspace and cut through the big
Oh yeah.
star destroyer.
Oh yeah.
Here we have Hera's coming with some backup, so some X-wing pilots are coming in, and they're realizing that the ship is about to jump to hyperspace, and they're in the way.
Oh yeah.
The ship goes into hyperspace, the cuts through the Ghost and the X-wings. Two X-wings crash and blow up. One survives. Then this is the best moment during this sequence. Jason Sandula looks at his mom and goes, "I have a bad feeling about this."
Oh yeah.
And the look on Hera's face,
Oh,
Thrawn is coming.
Thrawn is so
Thrawn
coming.
is coming.
It's over.
Yeah,
It's
it's
over.
over. It's over.
But
So,
well, yeah, keep going.
so uh, this happens. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
don't want to. I don't want to.
Oh,
I'm getting
dude,
excited. I'm getting excited. Go ahead. I'm kind of gonna
dude,
calm down.
dude, calm. Just please calm down. Oh my gosh. This scene comes up, and man, when when it happened,
Well, I
right?
like how it led up to it. It's showing it's showing the cliff. Then we go over the cliff. You don't see a you see the waves hitting the shore. Then all of a sudden it pans, and all of a sudden you're starting to see space.
Oh,
Then all of a sudden you see Ahsoka land. I'm like, no way, no way.
Ahsoka,
Where are we? Where are we?
Ahsoka is in. I'm not gonna say it just yet, but Ahsoka is in an unknown location, right? We know that she's not dead, right? And all you hear is a mysterious voice. Hello, Snips.
I'm like,
I was like, wait, what?
but our faces went to her face because her face before she turned around was like, no way. But
Eh,
then leading up, I thought we were going to see Morai before we were going to see who we are going to see next, and
eh,
Sky Guy himself.
Sky Guy himself, Anakin Skywalker,
Woo!
Hayden Christensen is back, and not only is he back, but he is back in the original
Yes,
outfit
yes,
in the Clone Wars when he was the master of Ahoska Tano, and he
yes.
said Snips, which is the nickname that
Nickname.
he gave to Ahsoka. This right here For me, this 5 seconds, 10 seconds of a clip of episode 4 has literally brought so much excitement to Ahsoka. And we are in the Lost in Time, or what's it called?
World Between Worlds.
Worlds Between Worlds, which is also another throwback to the Rebel series where she was in there. Oh,
Which
her
this is
and
where
Ezra.
this is where Ezra and her meet, where Ezra pulls her out
And saves
before
her
that
from
saves
Darth
her
Vader.
from that bomb going off on that Sith planet. I think it was Tython. They were on Tython, and the thing blows up. He pulls her out, but in Rebels, she goes back to that timeline and goes back in the time where she left. Now, we know this is a place of time where we could go into the future, we could go into the past.
Yes.
But
why?
this place is only for the Jedi that are strong enough in the Force to go. Not every Jedi could get here.
So why is Anakin there?
We're gonna find out,
Dude,
bro.
Anakin.
We're gonna find out.
But I'm like, oh my gosh, the multiverse in Star Wars has now opened up. I'm like,
Again,
wait.
it opened up again.
I'm like, oh my gosh, the multiverse has opened up again. Is this Anakin before he becomes Darth Vader and he sees his own future and he's like, I can't do it. I'm just like, whatever. You could go into so many like things with this.
Well, I hear a lot of things going on. I'm not going to say what I hear, like speculation on, but I think the next 4 episodes to the end of the series are going to blow our minds. And right here, nailed the nail in the coffin that Dave Filoni is saving Star Wars here.
He knows what he's doing, man.
Yes, and he needs to keep on doing what he's doing, moving forward. Now, how do you feel about the characters coming to life in live action?
Yeah, so just to give it a little quick, I think because Dave Filoni is behind this, it does the characters justice, because it's not. You can tell that there's some care behind these characters, there's some development behind these characters, and there is the emotional aspect that we can like come behind these characters. So I think seeing them in live action is really well done. And also seeing Chopper again is great. Mm-hmm. I'm still waiting for Zeb.
I'm waiting for Zeb. I'm waiting for Captain Rex. I'm waiting for a lot of people to come because I need to see these people. But, I mean, we saw Zeb in Mandalorian, so yes. I know he's there. He's somewhere. But I know he's there.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, I think I'm really happy to see him. Honestly,
I'm with you 100% what you said. So moving forward, what are your expectations moving forward? Dude, what do you expect?
I can't wait for the next episode. I want to see the interaction with Skyguy.
Hence, how our channel was named.
Yes, I want Ahsoka Tano. I want Rosario Dawson to say. Snips. I want her to say, "Hey, Skyguy."
Yes,
that's all I want. That's all I want. So moving forward, that's my expectation. I want her to say, "Hey, Skyguy," and then my life is complete.
Now, like moving forward, I think it's time to really get Thrawn in the picture. I don't think we need to wait 2 episodes or 3 to see him.
I think we will because this next one's a filler.
No, they're already jumping. They already jumped to the hyperspace. They're there, so maybe at the end of the episode we'll get to see it. But we need to see something.
Yeah,
we need to. I don't want to wait 2 episodes because there's only 4 episodes left.
Yeah.
He's the big bad guy here. We need to see him right away.
For sure.
Now, enough's enough. Let's see this guy. Let's see him. But I'm expecting to see. I want to see Rex. That's another. Like, I want to see Rex. Rex got to be seen. He's got to be seen somewhere.
That'd be dope. But
yeah, man, that's Ahsoka, guys.
That's Ahsoka so far.
Watch it.
Watch it, please. If you don't have Disney Plus, go get it. I know their bundle's going up, but that's okay because it'll be worth it in the end.
Get the bundle. It's worth the bundle. Yeah. Don't get single. Get the bundle, man.
Get the bundle. It's worth it. Trust me. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. We are going to be doing more of these in the future. we're just trying to figure out our own schedules because holidays are coming up. We do have New York Comic Con that Chris will be there, so definitely tune in and watch that. And if you're going to Comic Con, please let us know
Hit
because
us up.
we would love to do
Yeah.
videos with you guys
Yeah.
whether it's unboxing or even cosplay. So please let us know, and follow us on Twitch because your boy is playing games.
Yeah. He's killing it in
We
Twitch.
we are
Literally
doing it.
killing it.
Literally
Literally.
killing people on Twitch on Apex
And
and
going and screaming, yeah, woo!
yeah, just screaming all the words for some reason. But yeah, that.
And also, we tell them about our website.
Yes. So guys, we have actually have a Sky Guy website. If you guys are interested, let me
Sign up.
pull up here. You guys are probably asking, what is the website about, Luis? That is a great question, guys. What is the website about? So the website, guys, is where you're going to find all our information in terms of our Twitch, YouTube, and social media platforms. We put it all in one place for you guys. That way it's just easier for you guys to kind of like just follow us. Be part of this community. We want you to know that we love your support. And we hope that you guys feel part of this. Here, let me do this. So we have our own website. We'll put that description in below. You can when you come in here, this is where you can subscribe and watch any featured videos, like an unboxing that Chris did for R2D2. There's other things up there that will be updated on a weekly basis, just like Chris does for photography when he does his toy photography. So please check that out. It'll be in our description below. And we appreciate the love and support.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
This is Luis. I'm out.
Chris, peace.